It's now time for our feature story of the day. Let's discuss Bitcoin smashing 500,000 per coin by October of next year in 2025, according to the billionaire Silicon Valley venture capitalist Chamath P. So let's break this baby down, as you can see here in the headline. So yeah, Social Capital CEO Chamath P made a bold prediction for Bitcoin. And let me see if I could change the screen out for you guys. Make it easier to see. Yeah, it should be easier to see now. Let me know in the chat if you can read it now. Here we go. So yeah, he says Bitcoin is heading to 500,000 per coin by October 2025. In a recent presentation, he referenced historical price patterns from Bitcoin's previous halving cycles, noting periods of significant appreciation 6 to 18 months after the halving event. And he pointed out, after each halving, these are the crazy price appreciation cycles, as he actually shares here in a recent interview. As you can see, Bitcoin could potentially exceed 500,000 per coin, which is $500,000 per bitty, by October 2025, based on the historical price patterns of cycles 2 as well as cycles 3. So let's get deeper. According to Chamath, Bitcoin's price increased dramatically 18 months after each of the first 3 halvings. In fact, 45x after the first, 28x after the second, and nearly 8x after the third. So according to his analysis conducted by his team member, focused on the average price performance following the second and third cycles, he noted, if you apply the averages of the last few cycles to the current price of Bitcoin, you start to see some really meaningful appreciation. This suggests that Bitcoin could experience substantial growth over the next few years. Obviously, the potential for Bitcoin to replace gold and become a dual currency in various countries is another factor contributing to this optimistic outlook. Chamath stated, there is an increasing body of countries that will become dual currency using both their local currency and Bitcoin. He also emphasized the impact of commercializing Bitcoin and the role of Bitcoin ETFs in driving adoption. Quoting him again, these ETFs are really going to allow Bitcoin to cross the chasm and have its central key moment, he predicted. So let me know if you agree or disagree with Chamath P. The Bitcoin will hit 500,000 per coin by October of next year, which means within 18 months from the time of the halving. Again, we just had the halving on the 19th of April more recently. You know what I mean? Almost on 420, but it was actually the evening before, at least here in the States. So let me know your thoughts with all of that. Do you think 500,000 Bitcoin is likely for the cycle? Also, as I shared with you in yesterday's pod, we discussed stock to flow and plan B, which also suggests hitting 500,000 per coin by, ironically enough, October of next year. So there's multiple indicators and analysts who are predicting a 500,000 Bitcoin price. You know what I mean? Within 18 months from the time of the halving, which would be potentially the fourth quarter of 2025. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that. Agreed. Chamath is not someone to ignore. He's not just some Joe Schmo. He is a billionaire venture capitalist. He is a very smart and intelligent man, and obviously also a very early adopter in Bitcoin. I don't know what that means, but I have no copyrights, so JV could use them. I am just making these to promote the Bitcoin in JV's message. Thank you, Chandy. And that's why we love the tracks. We can actually play them and not get copyright strikes, because when you use someone else's music, for example, Kendrick Lamar, I mean, you're not allowed to do that on the YouTube. I mean, you can use short clips, like a few seconds, but it can't be like more than 10 seconds when you're using like an artist's music. It comes back and bites you in the butt, at least on YouTube. I think everywhere else, they don't really care.